Hi everybody, I am just about to do some spraying with wood ash. Welcome 14th of January 2020. I'm going to make a scoop out of this bottle so I can get some wood ash out of this. Just a water bottle, but you know, it's a useful make-do scoop if you need one, you know. So what I'm going to do is, most of you are familiar with my process of spraying wood ash onto the outside of pots. Take for example a mug like this. So the naked clay here, because it doesn't have glaze over it, we're going to spray wood ash. So effectively the wood ash becomes a kind of glaze. It has a rather sort of, I'll show you, it has a rather nice patina effect, and there where my thumb is there, that's where it's got sprayed by wood ash. You can vary that wood ash effect by applying the wood ash in different ways. I'm actually going to be doing it right now using a compressor, but for a lot of years I have used, in fact this little picture was done like this with one of these. Basically a small plastic bottle, you can utilize any kind really, and then with an atomizer. But it does involve quite a lot of huffing and puffing, and so I've actually switched over to using a compressor, which I'm going to do right now. So what we're going to do is, I've got over here my bottle for my compressor, which I've got to put some, I think we'll put some more in there. So the wood ash that I use, I'll swing the camera down here a bit, that's what it looks like at, you know, at this stage. It's pretty fine. That's gone through like an 80 mesh sieve. So let's just dry this scoop out. Touch. Right, so we're in the picture. So basically what I'm going to do, I'm just going to load up this bottle with some of this don't want to put too much in, because you've got to leave enough room for the water, and you don't want it too thick, and neither do you want it too thin. I'll leave that scoop in there for next time. So what we're going to do now is I'm just going to top this up with some water. Like that. And something to stir it with. Okay, make sure it's well stirred. I think that'll be okay. So the other part of this is the top. Somebody gave me this this siphon sprayer. Somebody had pity on me. He saw me huffing and puffing, and they thought, we better send Simon one of these, because he looks like he's going to pass out. So just cleaning up the top here of the bottle. It can have a habit of coming loose rather. There you are, see, came off. You think you've got it tight, but then it suddenly I think that's it. Can be a bit messy. Okie dokie. Right. Just going to rinse my hands. Right, so that is now loaded up. So what we're going to do is, so over here, I'll just hang that guy there. I don't usually wear, I'll be honest, I don't usually wear this, but I'm going to today. If I could figure out how to untangle the thing. Golly. This is why I don't wear it, because it's just a hassle. How does that go? Ah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I do wear it if it's, what I usually do, I use the common sense method where I spray and then I walk away. I don't stay around here in the room. But as I'm doing a video with you guys, that isn't going to be all that helpful if I just leave the room, is it? So I'm going to wear a mask. Before we do that, because once I've got the mask on, I'm just going to talk a little bit about the compressor here. So the little bottle here is just hanging there for now. Alright. And I bought this off of Craigslist. It's just a cheapo sprayer which is got this ending which is gonna clip into there, you see. So I'm just going to give it a short burst, just to give it a bit more pressure. I think that'll do because it sounds not very good. So what we're going to do is we're going to connect that up, and then I'm going to go down and I'm going to spray these. Before we do that, I'll just show you what I've been up to here on the workbench. I have been doing, as you see here, some bud vases. So first of all I did the banding. The banding of the bud vases here. Putting on these two lines underneath there. and then the thick line on the top and the one underneath there. So we got some in Celadon and some in my milky glaze. Those dumpy mugs there, I'm gonna spray as well. So actually, I think what I should do is I've got a bit of plastic here just to sort of cover over some of my wheel, but I'm going to get a bit more plastic and put there, because that spray, it's a fairly fine spray, and it I keep pieces of plastic under here. Yeah, I think that one will do. Okay, I'm just going to put this guy on the tripod. Otherwise, you'll be getting dizzy. Right. Yeah, I usually put this up just to. Just keeps the worst of the it just keeps, you know, the worst of the spray away, so to speak. These pots, yes, as you know, they'll be fired at cone 10. A lot of people write to me and they want to do wood ash spraying, and they ask me, you know, will it work at cone 6? And the honest truth is, as I've never fired in my life at cone 6, I don't honestly know, but I can't see why not. Probably, I mean, quite often, you know, when we work with wood ashes, we wash the wood ashes somewhat to remove some of the soluble fluxes that there are in the wood ashes, you know. And when you do that, every time you wash out those fluxes. You effectively raise the melting point of the glaze. So if I was going to be using wood ash at a lower temperature, I don't think I would wash them. I think I would just in fact, actually, I don't think these are actually washed, but the way I'm using them at the moment, I'm not really applying a thick spray. You know, it's a very fine mist spray, really. Like the one I showed you with a patina on that small picture, but that was done when I was blowing it, you know, with my mouth. That was a thicker application. What I'm going to do now is a thinner application. So, but yeah, I mean, it is of course trial and error. And as for doing it in an electric kiln at cone 6, I should imagine it would probably come out looking ferociously ugly. I don't know. Usually, you see, we do reduction with wood ash. Okay, without further ado, I'm going to tog up now with my mask, okay, because I don't want to breathe this in. My normal method would be to spray, walk away, and then I come back in and do a bit more spray. But I'm not going to do that today. Or maybe I'll try to talk to you as I go. Okay, let's see what now. Get this thing on me. Oh, I can't say I like wearing this. You know, I don't. But I appreciate that it's. We don't want to be. We don't want to be breathing this in, okay? So. If you're going to get a filter, get a decent one. You know, don't get the cheapest of the cheap. Get one of these with these interchangeable filters. Right, so next, okay, right, let's situate this camera a little bit to the side here. Alright. Okay. Right. So I'm still keeping the mask on because there's still, you know, in the atmosphere there's still spray. So, but I've got a fine spray over these pictures. Okie dokie. I've got a cone here in preparation because I'm loading the kiln. Okay, I'm going to step back over here to the other side of the room. Then I can just going to take this mask off. Yeah. Keep your mask, by the way, in a bag. When you're not using it, keep it in a clean in a bag. Okay. I didn't do what I said I was going to do, and that is I was going to give you my my list of announcements. Well, Leach treadle wheels for sale. Taking orders for them for another batch, so if that interests you, Leach treadle wheel, give me a shout. Still, we've got a discount on tools until midnight tomorrow, January 15th. So if you want some tools, need some tools, go there. Keep practicing workshops. March is full, but yeah, if you have a date that you have in mind, then give me a shout. Write to me at simonleachpottery@gmail.com. The website is simonleachpottery.com, but if you want to write to me, simonleachpottery@gmail.com. And I put this here, you know, host me in your studio if you want me. That is really not just an individual person's studio, you know, like I'm just coming and spending the weekend with you, so to speak. It's more like doing a workshop, if you know what I mean, like a regular workshop with, you know, 8 or 10 people, that kind of thing. That's what I meant by your studio. I didn't mean your personal studio. I meant your local cooperative studio. Sometimes, you know, due to me not being clear, other people get the wrong end of the stick. So, yes, so that's it. Yeah, so I've going to be getting all these things into the kiln this afternoon. Actually, some of them are going to be going in. I'm just going to put them in my small kiln because there's some things here that people have been waiting for. Some orders, just some little dribs and drabs of orders of stuff that I've got to get done. So I'm just going to put them in a small kiln. Again, that's the advantage of having a small kiln. Some people say, oh, why do you want to have a small kiln? Why don't you want to have a big kiln? Oh yeah, I mean a big kiln is great if you've got more of a turnover of things, which I usually would use my big kiln. I haven't used my big kiln just lately very much because I've been you know, over the course of the last year, summer and everything, and teaching, I've just been working at a sort of more hand to mouth kind of rate. So yeah, I've been using the small kiln. The small kiln is actually quite good because it you get quite a steep learning curve because you're firing it more often, you know. So there, you know, there's pros and cons, of course. Yes, if you want to fire bigger pots, then you know you need a bigger kiln, of course. Yes, but just for smaller items such as these, you want to test out a glaze. You know, you don't want to have to wait till you've got a whole full kiln load of the big kiln. You can fire more quickly in a smaller kiln. So yes, pros and cons. Okay, folks. Well, that's it. That's just what I'm doing right now. Here in the studio, I'm going to do some more of these foxglove decorations on these little bud vases. I've got some decorating to do here and more spraying to do as well. Thanks for joining us and keep practicing as always. I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Just to answer a question, because I'm sure somebody's going to ask me, and that is, what kind of wood ash do you use, Simon? Well, the wood ash I use comes out of that stove, and it's whatever I happen to be burning. Whatever I happen to be burning. It's a right old mixture, because I'm not getting too kind of precise about it, because it's just whatever I've got, you know. So at the moment, it's those little pieces of wood I've been burning recently, but you know, yeah, different wood ashes will give you actually different kind of results. They'll all be sort of similar, but they'll be varying. You know, you get slightly more green or slightly more yellowy. So just things to bear in mind. Like this little picture, for example, you see the yellowness here. This yellow, it's got a little bit of yellow there, hasn't it? You see. Well, the thicker you spray it, that yellow tends to appear more green, and so on and so forth. Okay, bye for now.